What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Gloss Garage, where we make detailing simple. My name is Hawk, and today I have something special for you all. So yes, we are here in my new garage in South Carolina, and today we're going to be doing a walkthrough on ceramic coating my brand new 2025 Buick Envision Avenir trim. And yes, and it is my first official video, I want to say, in my garage, especially because 80% of the garage is done. So if you just see a couple things on the floor, disregard that stuff. Probably by the next 2 or maybe 3 videos moving forward, everything will be 100% done. I got my new cabinets, all this stuff right up here, so it is just awesome. In terms of the cabinets, I did get the new age cabinets, and so far I've enjoyed them as well. And other than that, pretty much this is, I don't want to say it's a paid promotion video, but just because I do purchase all these products with my own money, but I am employed by Thor. All I do is on the House of Rags is just a podcast and an educational review on how to use a certain product that I deem that I want to use and try out and show you all how to use it. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So all this stuff you can get at the House of Rags, except the SPTA stuff, and the House of Rags does not influence me in any way, shape, or form to make a positive video or anything. All my reviews are legit. That's it. That's all I can really say. I don't have any biases. They don't have any control whether I'd say a positive feedback on a product, constructive or negative feedback on any product that they sell. They don't control my channel. Like I said, my job with them is just a podcast or an educational video on how to use a product. That is pretty much it. And yeah, let's get started with the video. If you want to purchase any of the products that I use here that is on the House of Rags, just use code DMS at checkout. It is an affiliate link. It does help me. It gives me a little kickback just for the channel, with giving you a discount with no extra cost to you whatsoever, the viewer. And yeah, let's get started. I know you see Purifican Primus here, and the only reason why before we get started is because you all know I've been using this for over a year and a half already, Labos Purifican Primus, and I did have to decon my vehicle. And if you look at the video from the House of Rags, I did do the wash, clay, and prep process all off screen. But on the House of Rags, you will see that this car had a bunch of water spots all over the glass. And today we're going to be focusing on polishing the paint and using that. So this is why I love to use Labo's cleaning system, because to me, they make the best cleaning products in my opinion. So let's get started with the video. All right, everyone, let's take a quick inspection on the paint in itself. I know it's a silver paint, I'm sorry, but my wife really enjoyed this color vehicle. And out of all the colors, to be quite honest, on this model, it just looked the best just on the showroom, especially because the Avenir trim, once you get any other color, it comes with the aluminum wheels and the silver accents. And then my wife just loved this combo overall. It does look amazingly well, and just an amazing car. It just looks awesome. And all the other colors too, especially the smoke amethyst, that was our second favorite color. But just in person and in the sun, it just looked very opaque and dull. We didn't really enjoy that whatsoever. Now just take a look on the glass. All the water spots are gone. Take a look at the House of Rags YouTube channel, where I showed you how I removed all the water spots from the glass, and I did protect it with Labo's HPC 2.0. Now as we move up to the paint, you will see a little bit of water spots and scarring, and I will try to get in here, but in person you can see some of these minerals that are left over, and that's why I use Primus and Purifica, which deep clean the pores of the paints. And then for the iron remover, I use DIY Details iron remover with their clay towel, and then I did use the DIY Detail. Then I did use the DIY Detail water spot remover to eliminate all those water spot minerals as well. So as you can see here, if I angle this correctly, those are the water spots that I have here and there all over the paint. Some of them are just a little bit stubborn, nothing too crazy, just a quick one-step polish, which we're going to be using the gold standard polish with the waffle pad and the DIY Details 25mm DA. And that's all we're really gonna address. Like I said, the glass is perfectly clean, and we will address the A pillars and B pillars as well. And then, all right, so let me see if I could bring you in. I always like to leave just a little area so I know exactly where I left off. Now, in terms of the paint itself, if you look above on that light, even if I come down here, there's a huge transition in terms of nice shine and gloss, especially over here where I don't see any more water spots at all. And yeah, just a huge drastic change. Now, in terms of some oxidation being removed, look at my pad in itself. So this was some of the embedded contaminants that was on the paint itself. Just look at that. So with this one step, I was able to achieve a huge amount of just contamination removed even after the clay process, and I just got this amount of shine and gloss revealed on top of that. So just a great turnaround. Now this paint is a medium type of clear, and yeah, that is it. So it never really had any sort of, how do I say, any real scratches whatsoever on the paint, just because it was just sitting 90% of the time in the lot, and it probably was just getting rinsed off with water or so, and then eventually just spots formed and stuff like that. But yeah, so it removed the light swirls and scratches that it had, and obviously the water spots, and that is what we're looking for. All right, so as you saw, there was a complete 50-50 change from the top half where I polished and the rest of the hood that I did not polish. And you can see that there was a little bit of a dull look on the rest of the area, and we definitely removed those water spots, fine swirls and scratches, and improved the gloss and clarity overall. So we don't really need to be so aggressive in this stage. It's a brand new car. It just has stubborn water spots that needed to be polished off, and then obviously some of the contamination, and you saw the embedded contamination that was removed from the paint because this was probably sitting in a parking lot for a couple months and all this other stuff. So definitely it needed to be polished for sure. This way we could get the best bond possible with any type of ceramic coating or any last step protection you decide to add on. And also I am pairing this up with the DIY Detail Gold Standard Polish with the gold waffle pad and the DIY Detail 25mm DA. You all know I really enjoyed the 25mm DA from DIY Detail. I am just waiting for them to come out or to restock their coreless polishers, because I've been wanting one since it came out, and they went out of stock completely within like the first hour and a half. I didn't even have time to purchase it. So once it goes back in stock, I will be purchasing 2 of those. And yeah, that is pretty much just a fantastic combination in all to make the car pop, shine, and make it glossy. Now as we move on to the piano black trim all over the vehicle, pretty much, which is really on the A pillars and B pillars, I did pair it up with the 3D purple polishing pad. It's their spider pad, and to me, if you haven't watched my best and worst polishing pad videos, these are one of my favorite pads as well on the market. Just the only downside is they typically are out of stock, or you have to completely get it from 3D themselves, and the shipping takes forever from 3D products, or you have to get it from Autoality, and as I said, they typically either have it out of stock, so it's not really fun. If you want something similar of these spider pads, you can go on Sky's the Limit and get the Car Pro Spider Cut pads. And yeah, this just gives a little bit more ventilation and a little bit more cut because of the slits and the polishing oils get into the slits in itself. And you're gonna see here I did a quick 3 section passes, and I removed those swirls and scratches and gave it an awesome perfect finish. And you'll see later in the video on how much glossier. I even got the rear gloss black trim as well. So pretty much the whole passenger side is done, the roof and the hood. All that's left is just the back bumper. I did only just that fender right there so far, and this is the amount of oxidation and stuff that was getting removed, that grit and grime that's getting polished off the paint. This is the worst of it all. Where I got it from is that backside, and it does have like a yellowish hue as well. And yeah, this pretty much just the premise and sums up everything. No, it is not tinted clear. If it was, I would have had a darker gray on this pad from the very beginning, but I did not. And all in all, after we polish it, just much more gloss is being popped. Yes, there is some orange peel on this paint. I'm not really too worried about the orange peel. I'll worry about the orange peel most likely in the future if I do decide to buy this vehicle. At the moment, it is just leased, and that's how I typically do things. I lease a vehicle just in case if I get a lemon or anything like that and it's giving me issues, I just return it. If it's great to me and we enjoy it, then I just buy it out. That's just how I go. And all I'm doing here is just a quick one step, amp up the gloss, remove the micro swirls and scratches that were on the paint and those water spot minerals, and the vehicle is coming out looking fantastic. So I'm going to continue all around. I just didn't want to bore all of you with just polishing everything. I even polished this gloss black trim as well. That is how it looks. My vehicle is completely polished, and now it is time to apply C6 app all over the paint. Now, I've already done the whole driver's side, the front half of the vehicle, you know, the front bumper, the hood, and this front quarter panel. And now I will do the rest of this side just for you all. Now, what is the difference between, say, a primer polish like NSP, Dr. Beasley's NSP polishes versus C6 app's adhesion promoter polish? Well, pretty much just in a nutshell is this is what it states from C6, or Ivan states himself, is that the adhesion promoter polish, it just cleans up the paint, swallows up the paint, and opens up the pores of the paint. That way more coating could get into the paint itself. Now, Dr. Beasley's a fantastic primer polish as well. The difference is that Dr. Beasley, they state it as kind of like a Velcro, so you're still applying SiO2 protection on it, and then the SiO2 attracts the other SiO2, and that way they make a molecular bond, kind of like a Velcro. That way the coating sticks better. And that is pretty much the difference between the two. Now, have I seen any type of degradation in any coating using, say, C6 app and NSP Dr. Beasley? Not yet. But in terms of just an extra spruce up of gloss, this definitely gives it a very nice gloss in itself. Now, I'm just going to apply one more drop right here, and you want to use C6 app dry. And if you're going to use this polish, or not polish, sorry, if you're going to use this pad per se, just keep this pad in itself dedicated. Don't use any other polishes on this. This way you don't cross-contaminate your polishing pads. And what is the polisher that I'm using? This is the car buffer from SPTA. It's super cheap. You could get this on Amazon. It costs only 89 bucks. And I'm gonna use this on the max setting, speed setting 6. It is super quiet, super easy to use. And I will demonstrate right here. So I got this on speed setting 6, and I am using no pressure. All I'm doing is just spreading the C6 app onto the paint. And that is it. I am done. That is how easy it is. Now, same thing down here. It has a decent amount of torque, full charge. Once you hit 1 bar on this, you're not going to get a lot of torque on the SPTA, but this is just enough, and 1 full battery charge is more than enough to get you around your entire vehicle. And look what I'm doing. I'm not correcting the paint. I'm just making sure I spread the app polish evenly, and it will give you a bit more gloss, because think of it like a jeweling step per se, just because we are still polishing per se, especially because the polishing pad is an abrasive in itself. And this is a super soft pad with the C6 app, and all we're doing is just going to improve gloss and a better molecular bond with the ceramic coating on the paint. Don't forget to get all the way down here. Nice and simple, nothing much to it, and you get a nice even coverage. Now I'm gonna do the A pillar, B pillar, and how do you know if you still have enough app on your pad? Well, I will show you right here. I just press the app onto the paint and I see stuff oozing out. So this is more than enough to get me this A pillar, B pillar, and the whole arc in itself.
And I am not using this really to polish, it's more to just jewel up. To constantly keep repeating that, just because I don't want any misinformation said on this. And I also did the roof as well off screen, so once I'm done with this half, we'll probably spend max tops 5 minutes.
Look at that. Let me just bring you down here, just so you know that it's still spreading nice and easy. Can you go on glass? You can, but I already coated the glass the other day, so I'm not going to do that. But look, just a nice even spread. Let me show you the hood, because I did the hood and the roof off screen. And no need to rush to polish this off at all. See that? So you can follow the light. See that it was already applied. Now, when it comes to removing C6 app, I like to use two different types of towels, and they're both pretty much short nap. When I mean two different types, it's two different colors. So one is my initial wipe, wipes off like butter because I did not over apply app, and it's just so easy to wipe off. And we've pretty much, this is our panel prep stage. So once we remove all the app residue off of the paint, we can just apply the coating right on top. And in person, I could just see a huge improvement, extra pop and gloss for sure. Fairly simple process. And no dampened rinseless towel when removing app. You want this to be the final step of all. See that? All right, everyone, so it is time to apply diamond gloss. I already opened this up and I already did the entire roof, and I'm just gonna apply more on my applicator and just show you how I apply it. So I like to box this up pretty much from the body lines, then do like a T in the middle, and then just go in circles or whatever, it doesn't really matter. And it is nice, and it's cool in here in the garage. It's about 70 degrees, and it is the perfect temperature, and it just feels different having a garage. It's just like, damn, you know. It's like I have a garage now. I'm able to coat, you know, nicely. I don't have to worry too much about the hot and the humidity. And I'm going to bring you in so you all can see. And with this coating, it typically rainbows on a not a crazy hard rainbow on darker vehicles, but here you can see it seeping into the paint. If I pan this up and down, you can see that it is seeping into the paint. It's 70 degrees in here. The humidity is about 50%. And with that being said, it is pretty much ready to be leveled off. Once 50% of the coating is dissipated, you're ready to level off, and pretty much that is what we have here. And same process, I like to grab the majority of the chunk just like this and level off the coating. And it is simple as that. It took about 2 minutes to apply, and the wipe off is a lot quicker too, just because of the C6 app. And that is because more of the coating is seeping into the pores of the paint instead of just sitting there floating around on the paint. And that's why it dissipated a lot quicker as well. So not just because of the heat and the humidity, but also with the technology behind the C6 app. And that is it. Quick and easy. I will show you all the after results. That's all that really matters at this point. You all don't have to see me coat everything. I still have to clean up my whole garage. Still, I got stuff laying around. And I will show you the gloss and shine once this is done, because this is the glossiest coating that C6 offers. And I've seen it done on other vehicles. And it just makes my, just my mind blown. That's it. So, yep. I will show you all the after shots. All right, so here are the results. The vehicle just looks super glossy, super shiny, amazing. I just like the way diamond gloss just really enhances the gloss. It deepened the richness of the color overall. It's been a little over 2 hours, 3 hours or so. I went inside, I ate, took a shower, relaxed a little bit, and once I came back, I see it's just like a deeper, richer color in general with a crazy amount of gloss and shine in person. Hopefully it translates through on camera. And the great thing about the C6 coatings, or the diamond gloss and hydro, and pretty much all of the DIY coatings as well, but the C6 is their professional grade coatings and certified only, is that after an hour, it can go see the elements. You don't have to worry about. For me, the vehicle is gonna stay here overnight, and that's pretty much it, because I have nothing else to do today, and I will just let it do its thing. And you will see on the walk around, both inside the vehicle, or inside the garage, I'm sorry, and outside, just so you could get the full view on how the car looks. But to me, the car just looks super glossy, super shiny, and also, yeah, just a very easy and simple process. Now, the one thing to note is that we use the DIY detail product line pretty much all the way through, except Primus and Purifica, which is their alkaline and their acidic soap. And then everything else, from the water spot remover, incredible suds in the bucket, iron remover, the DIY detail clay towel, everything else was done with the DIY and C6 products. So that way we get the best chemical bond and stuff like that. So if you enjoy this type of content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All the products are down below for all of you to order if you want to try them out. Use code DMS at checkout, save yourself 10% off. And also, Thor has now changed their free shipping to $100. So if you want to buy a foam cannon or any type of accessory that you want or you need, and you want to try a chemical or something out, you feel free to order now. For the C6 coatings, you have to be a certified installer. Just go to C6 Ceramics and apply for an installer and see if they approve you or not. And yeah, that is it. Enough rambling. Obviously, during the whole overhead, you saw the entire walk around, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.